Yes.
Okay, so I think like one of the big problems I saw last game was you weren't really like using your time on the map very efficiently,
Mm.
which is fine because that's like, you know, if you were to take every timer and use it efficiently, you would not be gold.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you're really like gold anyway. You probably just need to play more.
Yeah.
Which honestly, like, you have 30 games, so don't sweat it too much. Like, you'll definitely climb out given some effort. Because like mechanically, you played really well this game, so that
Okay.
was good. Especially in lane, like you were queuing the all those hooks away, and
Did
I could
not
see
let.
like
I did not do that a single time. You told me about it. I was like, ah,
well,
shit. That
you
sounds
did
so
it the
cool.
one time where it mattered, but yeah, like I think you were a little bit too like
A little too late on the timing, I think, because I'm used to
no,
John Q.
the timing wasn't bad. It's just you were using Q in like really weird situations, and then you didn't have it up to counter the hooks anyway.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
From what I saw, like you were just kind of kicking your Q away, which is bad habit of a lot of Melio. Um, I would start E here. I know you said I think you only started Q just because you wanted to try to save Ash,
Yep.
but yeah, as long as you know to start E in most lanes, because your E is insane level 1 because you have 2 charges on it.
Yeah.
So
I normally don't level a skill until something happens, but that was a
yeah,
misplay, I
which is
think.
good. That's good. That's
Yeah.
correct. But yeah, I mean Ash just trolling here. Uh, always, I would say always go spell thieves. I'm sure there's some fringe case where you like would want relic shield, but like
Mm.
not having the mana regen, this champ is so mana hungry. Like it's insane.
It's
So
like 110 mana for W, and
yeah, it starts at 90 or something.
yeah, what the
I
fuck?
pull it up what it actually is. I think it is D. Yeah, so it starts at 90 mana and goes like 130.
Yeah, and you have 360. What the fuck?
Yeah, so like always spell thieves only because of the mana regen.
Okay.
And spell thieves is nice too because if you eat yourself and auto the enemy level 1, you get 40 gold. So
Yes, I do know that. It's like Bard
it's very nice.
Meeps.
So yeah, it's not too hard to get the stacks off. It's hard to play aggressive on this champ sometimes, but not into Nautilus. Like you can actually kind of bully Nautilus level 2 and onwards because you have Q. He can never hook you. Like you just kick him away and then trade for half his HP. So
Okay.
so I'm gonna turn off vision so it's a little more realistic. But you know Zed's starting bot, right?
Yes.
So and you kind of mentioned this in game that he could level 2 you, which I'm glad you realized that. So that's good. The first step is knowing that he can't do that, right? So
Yeah.
he goes starting top. He knows that he's probably not. Well, they could late invade your red, right? But you see
Unlikely.
them, like,
Yeah.
You see them walking the lane this way, so you know they're probably not because you can like fool people by like walking around and coming to lane, but nobody does that in the Zelo. So you 100% knows that started blue.
Mm.
So your immediate concern should be, how you mentioned, Zed can level 2 us. Yeah, he can definitely level 2 you. It's like really.
Oh,
weird
he
for Zed
can?
to do it. Oh, he can, but I think it's weird for Zed to do it. But he has a Nautilus. And
Yeah.
Your Ash,
Okay.
actually, your Ash held sums, so it's a little hard. But
I did not expect him to come level 3, I'll be honest, because that's just super fucking weird.
yeah, so it's kind of difficult because like here's the deal. Like Zed started blue, right?
Mm.
So eventually he's gonna know his top side's not up because Shen's not in lane yet.
Yep.
So like if Shen was in lane, he'd just come kill this Karthus. So if Zed's not an idiot, which you shouldn't assume players are, he knows his entire top side is fucking gone. So his options are invade, come bot, or that's it because they can't go top. So regardless, you're gonna have a situation where Zed is controlling this entire side of the map just because that's where he's gonna be pathing. Whether he's ganking or clearing camps, he's gonna be here somewhere, right?
Right.
So, after he clears his camps, like he's still gonna take these, but after he does that, anywhere on the spot side of the map, he can even go mid. He can go mid, he can go bot, he can go into your jungle. Those are his options. So not knowing this, you have a decision. Like you can either try to get a ward in river, and then you will know where he is. Just keep in mind it's a little risky if you're like trying to walk through Nautilus to ward.
Yeah.
Or you can just let them push, keep the wave even, and play back and respect.
My only thought was immediately Nautilus walked into lane and missed hook on range minions, so my only thought at that moment was just punish the fuck out of Naut, which walk up,
Yeah,
auto.
This is fine. You can just auto him for free all day, level 1, because he's, you have 2 shield charges normally, but you have Q in this case, so you definitely can. Normally you have to play level 1 a little bit safe against this champ,
Yeah.
and as soon as you have Q, yeah, in this case, yeah, you're fine. So, this is fine. But yeah, like you just need to understand that Zed could be here. And you mentioned it, so I know you're thinking about it, but um, in cases like this where you know Zed has to be bot side, you definitely want to snag like a ward in this bush, or even up here, like as soon as you possibly can, really, without getting punished for it. But to do that, first and foremost, you need to probably kill level. You probably need to get level 2. So
Yep.
as soon as you're level 2, though, I would try to hover to get this ward. Getting this ward is not as as pressing when your Nico doesn't start his top side, because he you know, Zed wants to full clear. Like, Zed doesn't like ganking early like this.
Yeah.
It's kind of shit for him. So in a normal game, if your Nico starts on your side, you know Zed's probably pathing up. So you know, you
Yeah.
can grab this ward a little later, but it's kind of pressing to get it now just because you know Zed has to come this way. So always first clear on junglers is super predictable. Like, as long as you know like where your jungler started and where the enemy probably started, which people in the CLO are not going to fake leash and stuff like that.
Right.
So like, it's you can almost always look at laners and tell where enemy jungle started. So as long as you're always having the thought in your head, what champ is the enemy jungler? Do they want to gank me? Like, you know Jarvan's going to probably gank you level 2 because Jarvan loves to gank level 2.
Yeah.
But a champ like Zed, it wants to full clear. So first clear should always be really predictable, and you should, if you ever die the first clear gank, you probably did something wrong, unless they did some absolutely insane shit. But like, for the most part, you know, full clear timer, and then at 2:45 is when you want to start looking. You're probably gonna get ganked.
2:45. Oh, okay. Wow, memories are coming back. Okay.
Yeah. It definitely depends on champ. Some champs clear really fast, and you have to watch at 2:30. Some champs are slow. You watch at 3 minutes. And in this case, Zed is not full clearing, so he's clearing 3 camps, and he's probably coming bot. So even earlier on this, so like you see it's already 2:20 right now. So you probably, that's why I said like immediately once you hit 2, you want to go get this ward, because you know Zed's not full clearing, so he's gonna be there soon. You know, he's already done his 3 camps, so now Zed's
Immediately just fucking Pat's bots? I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, he can go mid here, but honestly, any gank is hard for him to pull off because he's Zed. So, but you look at these champs. Like, who do you think he wants to gank more? Nautilus, when you guys are pushing up like this, or the Vex with the Zilean?
Yeah, the Zilean has.
It's a little bit safer.
Yeah.
Because Zilean's not going to land a double bomb level 2, which is hard.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys have to think that you're the most attractive target right now with how pushed up you are, and like, you know, if Nautilus is smart, he knows you didn't ward. So, like, this is good aggression, but again, like, you have the thought processes that could be here, but you're not actually respecting it.
Right.
You know?
That's exactly it.
Which is why I was kind of, I think I mentioned in game, like, you should probably try to get a ward soon. You kind of get baited into a fight here, you know. You get his flash, that's great, but like, it immediately needed to be like, okay, like, as soon as this gen flashes, it needs to be like, okay, Zed could be here literally any second. Like, we need to walk away. Because, like, now it's getting into territory where you guys are overextending. And if you get a kill, it's nice, but, like, you don't end up getting the kill because not his flash. Like, he's not going to let you kill him. So, they effectively baited you guys here. Like, you guys got baited. Because they knew Zed was coming, they fight you. Like, even if they trade 1 for 1, it's fine for them. So at this
Oh, he
point,
flashes.
Yeah, at this point, Ashe is just dead. You should actually be thankful that Zed even flashed, because he didn't have to flash. So he wasted his flash to get the kill. That's actually the best case scenario, which flash for flash here is fine. Good respect. It's always good to respect players.
Yep.
So yeah, see how like this was kind of like neither of you really were respecting Zed, and if like you went and got a ward a little bit earlier, even it doesn't even have to be that deep. It could be like this bush, right? Because it's really hard for Zed to get in. You know, it's
Yeah, he's not gonna pull some Kane shit. Yeah, it's exactly.
So like if you had a warp here in the river, which again is like premium vision that you can only really get if they're not paying attention. This is like super good. You would have seen this, you could have backed off. If Zed doesn't make this gank work, he is fucked. Like, he is fucked. He will get 3 buffed unless he goes to your red side. But then if he goes to your red side, you have the option of punishing him because you have prio.
Yeah, exactly.
And your mid can punish him too, and Zilean can't rotate because he's Zilean, and we know how shit that champ is. So
yeah.
It's really important that you understand here that Zed is fucked if this gank doesn't work. So you need to do everything in your power to not give him free kill here. And like Ashe control, you can't control that. But like if you have the vision here and Ashe sees that Zed is coming, he's probably gonna back up.
Okay.
Right. So definitely just, and it's like really frustrating because I know you thought about this because you mentioned it, but you didn't actually like follow through and respect the play by warding.
I absolutely did not. All right.
I'm really glad you got the first step though. That's really important. Some people don't even put that. Like honestly, a normal Go player probably wouldn't even put that together. So it's really good that you know this.
I have been playing. If you look at my OPGG, you know that I play a lot of Taric. I play a lot of Taric jungle and support, but I'm still definitely not as proficient in the jungle part of it, and I did not play for the jungle changes when they were first implemented, so I'm still getting used to those.
Yeah, it's totally okay. Like you honestly, tracking jungle is just like, but like it does get hard. A lot of solo queue games, 'cause people just do weird shit in jungle and solo queue. But first clear should always be really predictable.
Okay.
You'll get really used to just knowing where people are on first clear. Because I can already tell you're thinking about it, but you know.
Yeah, he
Thinking
did.
about
He
the right
just
decision.
went 3 camp, right? He just went blue grump wolves.
Yeah, honestly, like he really should have probably just invaded this red here. But he saw that his bot lane was low, and then you guys were coming back to lane, so it's a little risky for him to do this, because he wants to get his red buff. But like even in this case, like he's still kind of fucked, because like he got a kill, but he blew his flash for it, which was trolling, and now he has to make like a top gank work, because you see how like awkward this is for him?
Yeah, he has to walk all the way over there.
Like imagine if he didn't have his flash, or imagine if he didn't have this kill. Like how behind is he? Like
He's so
so
fucked.
Like he's really fucked. Like he's really fucked. Which is why it's like super important that like we just don't give him any play here. Sometimes not giving people plays is better than making a play. Like,
Right.
That's something that everybody knows.
In action, it can be action, and I know that from Sona. Yeah.
Like the most OP thing a top laner can do is survive a gank. Like not even joking. Like, their lane is weak, but it's not. Because like you can draw so many resources and not like give them a play in top side, and you can do the same thing bot side.
Okay.
But not giving the enemy a play is sometimes just insanely overpowered. It's really easy to not give people a play.
Okay.
But yeah, but I'm glad you think about it. Maybe just think about the right decision, and then doing the right decision.
And then follow through. Yeah.
And it becomes really hard because they were like fighting you, so you're baited to like try to kill them. Like, but they're purposely taking a losing fight because they know Zed's coming. So like, they're kind of trolling, but like they know they can get away with trolling a little bit because they have Zed coming, and they'll bait you guys. So I don't know if they thought about that, but that high elo players will definitely just take shit fights to bait you. Which is why I kind of said like, you can just get hooked here, because you're essentially doing the same thing that they were doing. Like, you know Nico's here, and Zed's literally dead. So there's no threat. Like you can just walk here. Honestly, you don't even need to kick him away. You can probably just tank the fucking hook. But yeah, like right here, you see Nico coming in this way. You should definitely just be positioning. Like I know you can't see my cursor.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you're going for.
But yeah, like
At that
you
ward.
just stand somewhere in this area, and like this Nautilus is gold. He's gonna hook you every time. Like Nautilus player probably won't hook you here because it's kind of weird, but this Nautilus will probably hook you every time if you just stand in his face and auto him.
Immediately, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, now it's awkward because
She just walks right up.
yeah, it's awkward because you guys pinged that there's a ward in this bush, and he just walked in anyway. At least I think there's a ward in this bush.
There is a ward in this bush.
Yeah, so like they see Nico, I don't even know why they get hit here at all. It's kind of nice that Nautilus donates half his HP to you, but so right here, wave is in. They see Nico. We used our abilities. Play's over. Like there's no play here, right?
Right.
So immediately, best thing you can possibly do is run to their jungle because you know Zed's Tud. He respawned now, but like he's somewhere like along here, right? Whether he's coming down or coming up here, he's not on map yet, right?
Okay.
You know this because he respawned. So best possible thing you can do is immediately, because this play's over realistically. If Ashe walks up and gets hooked here, she's just trolling. That's not your fault. You're just gonna want to walk up here and probably try to get this ward up here. Nico does some weird shit, so it's not completely your fault, but like I don't know what the fuck you guys doing. This jungle should just walk away, but regardless of what your teammates are doing, you should always try to play op him. So
Okay.
as soon as this wave was in, plays over, you walk up here. I think you have a ward.
I do have a ward.
Maybe you have a ward, I'm not sure. But if you have a ward, this is the absolute juiciest, most premium vision you can get in a solo queue game. just right here between that he can see blue and Gromp. I say premium because you're only ever getting this ward if you have some kind of lane advantage. If the lane is even, you're not walking up here and doing this. You will die for it. If they're stronger than you and their junglers on map somewhere, don't do this either. But in this case, you know Zed's coming out of base. Their bot's pushed in. Immediately go get this ward. It is the most overpowered ward you can possibly get. That and like this ward, but you don't get this ward early because you can't walk all the way up here.
Yeah, there's no way.
So this is premium vision. This is like kind of in this bush is kind of like a little safer version of this, but it's not as good. This is like a make do ward. If you can get a ward in river, like this is good, but it's not like you're not gonna do this when you have a big advantage like this. But this
Right.
is like if your lane's even and you can get this ward, this is good. And then this is like this is kind of the troll ward. Like this is kind of like troll vision, and I call it that because a lot of the time when people want to get ward in this bush, they're already like pushed up. Like I will see players like push the wave to here and then get this vision, and this is really troll because this gives you like no warning in advance.
Right.
Of, like, enemy
Okay.
jungler, but you're already up here. So like, the further you're pushing up, the deeper your vision has to be, which is why when you're pushed all the way up, you need to have vision up here because you can afford to get it.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
This ward becomes okay when you're getting pushed in and you're like over here and you can get this ward. And then this is like control ward or ward if you're really pushed in. You know what I mean? So like that was kind of a lot of info, but the concept I want you to understand is
The deeper that I am, the farther my vision should be. Is a
correct.
good one.
The farther you pushed up you are, the more luxury vision you can afford to get and should get because you're going to get punished if your vision is not deep and you're pushing up. Like you would never like push up to here and then get a vision and then get a ward in Tribush, right? Because it's just like
Yeah. No.
it doesn't help you. Like by the time you see him, he's already on you. So, yeah, your vision needs to, scale with how far pushed up you are, or your advantages in lane, right? So, chose me asking yourself, what ward can I afford to get here? And 10 seconds ago, it's, the wave's already pushing back out, so it's kind of hard now. And I don't completely blame you because Nico's trolling by walking up here and just staying, but you definitely had like the chance to just get this ward.
Okay.
And yeah, not to harp on this too much longer, but this is really important because this shows like this will win the map because it's good for you. But imagine like your mid wants to go for a play, but they don't know where jungle is. They see jungle on Gromp. Like your mid can suddenly just make a play because like there's no worry about Zed. This is why Top's version of this should be like on red buff.
Yeah, I do. I
Top
remember
is
something
top
like
premium
that.
Vision here, it's insanely OP. Like the game is just about getting advantages in lane so you can ward things up and like know where everybody is on the map. Or play for kills, which you can do too, but you're a support, so your job is really to get vision primary. Nico's kind of overstaying her welcome here.
That's an understatement for sure.
But she's trying to have fun and play a little funny Nico rework, haha. That's okay. But like if you had this 10 seconds ago, it was really OP. But it's still good to get this now because just understand that this is a little more dangerous now because you don't know where Zed is anymore.
Yeah.
Like before we knew Zed was coming out of base because he was on respawn, but now this becomes a little.
Absolutely, this is so dangerous right now.
Because like technically their bot's off map too, so like if Nautilus wanted to walk in here to try to get vision himself, and he found you here, and like say Zed was already like finishing wolves or something, which is totally possible, they will just kill you here, especially because you have no flash. So just realize that like you had a timer to do it and you missed it, so now you're kind of forcing a bad timer, which will get you killed.
Okay.
So, like it's good to get this vision, but it's like this now you didn't really have a timer anymore, or it could have been potentially dangerous. And especially as Melio, you're just trying to avoid dangerous situations, especially early game because you're really weak early. Hopefully that like concept makes sense. Like you need to create timers to get this vision, and if you don't have a timer, bad timers are what lose games. So I don't remember if you saw Zed here.
I remember we pinged it.
Okay, yeah. So see how OP this is. If you got it on a little bit safer timer, it would have been perfect. But still, to see how OP this is, you can just see Zed here. You literally see him walking in. So you're like, and I remember you mentioned it. So I know you saw him, and you're playing correctly. It's like, how many bot laners are gonna walk up here and try to fight because they have the wave pushing in when they like, if they don't see Zed? players just like to fight, right?
Yeah.
So, like this guy's gonna walk up. He thinks he has an advantage. Like look at this health bar advantage. But like these guys know, like these two know that Zed's coming. So of course they're gonna be like, oh okay, fight us. You know, they want to fight, but I'm glad that you're thinking about this and you know, and you don't want to give them the fight. At least not until Nico gets here. Once Nico's here, then you can take this 3v3 really easily.
Yeah.
Before that, yeah, a little dangerous. So, so since this is a 3v3, we have to think about like what our role in the fight is, and like what the win conditions of the fight are. So, like Nautilus will die very easily. He has no flash. Neither of them have flash. But like for their fight condition, like
And also he has no aftershock, so he's really squishy.
yeah, he's extremely squishy. So like you think about how they want to play the fight, and the answer is probably like, okay, Naught's gonna look for hook, because you're just assuming this is a 3v3 at this point, right? Because like you know Zed, you saw Zed coming. He's probably just waiting here. Yeah. That's a reasonable assumption. And you know your Nico, you know it's a 3v3, but this is a winning 3v3 if you play correctly. So they have to land Naut hook. Like they have to land Naut hook to like win a fight, because like they're not gonna burst anybody yet. Zed's not that strong.
Yep.
So your single goal is to play for counter Naut hook. Unless Nico lands a root and you think you can one shot somebody because they don't have flash, but you're playing for the anti Naut hook. So like I see Naut positioning. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna stand here and try to let Naut hook me and kick him away, because like the second like Naut hook engage fails, Nico's gonna be right here, and you probably just win the fight off that. But
Hello?
whatever happens, like this is great. Naut hooks you. You just kick him away. Perfect. Nico should probably just change targets, but it's fine. Like you countered the engage, you're still winning.
Oh, did your stream die?
Kind of playing to like.
Oh, never mind.
This is
My
all, like,
Discord
this
is
is, like,
fucked.
Yeah, this is like really micro team fight stuff, so I don't expect you to like suddenly become perfect team fighter from this, but as long as you're getting the concept of the team fight down, right?
Yeah, actually, can you go back like 15 seconds? My Discord is fucked. It's
okay.
still fucked. I don't know what the fuck is that's going on.
You played this fight correctly. I think Nico could have probably like tried to play the target selection a little bit better, but you're playing for exactly your win con, which is kicking Nautilus out of the fight. Like you're just playing to peel.
Okay, so he did do that correctly because he didn't get the auto off. That was the whole
yeah,
point.
See how that was, like you wait for him to. It's really weird. There's like a window between when Naut hooks you and before his auto where like you're free to do something.
Mhm.
So like you could literally wait for the hook to hit you, and then like you just mash your Q on him, and he will. It's super consistent. You will kick him away before he can auto you. And honestly, the auto after the hook is really what he wants to do. So
Yeah.
if he can't do that, like he's really fucked. He can't get back into range, like he's fucked. So this is good. They know it's losing. You could have dropped OB a little bit earlier, but that's fine. It's just small. They know this fight's losing, so they're not gonna fight you anymore. I don't think. Just watch for Naut hook re-engage, but just be ready to kick it away again. So this play's over, right?
Yeah.
It's good to recognize when plays are over. Like this play's over. There's no more real fighting to go on. Like people are here, but like they know it's losing. You know it's winning, so they're not gonna fight you. Probably.
Probably.
So, what is our goal now become? Just to crash wave, right? The second you crash wave, you can get a recall, you can get vision, you can do whatever you want. So that is our new goal. So you should just be autoing this wave. We know Zed, like, this is perfect. Mid dies, like, there's no threat from, like, Zillion or some shit. Zed's probably just back on his camps because, he walked into jungle, he had 200 HP, so...
Okay.
Either that or he's recalling, so, like, Zed's out of the fight, regardless. You're waiting for this wave, right? Like, you want to crash on this wave, because, like, if you're gonna crash, you don't want 3 minions crashing, you want, like, a whole wave, so...
I don't think that was what was in my mind, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it might not have been, but yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like,
yeah.
You need to just reevaluate the fight and say, like, okay, there's no fight. Like, our win con is getting this wave in, so we can get a good recall timer. Like, that is the new goal, right?
Right. We can actually base on this wave, because Jhin can't wave clear fast.
Yeah, you can base. If you have a ward, I don't know if you do, but always,
Not now.
like, this is, like, a concept of chaining vision. Because when is the best time to, like, replace his vision? Well, when you already have the vision, right? Because you know it's safe. Because the hardest part about getting this vision is being safe doing it. But when you have this ward here, it's super safe because you don't see nobody there. So goal right now, it's expired. And you'll get a better eye. Like internal timer of when words expire, which is why I asked you like when is this word expiring, and it was right then. Like I didn't have to look at a map; I just kind of knew. Like
Yeah.
you'll get a really good feel for this. Um, yeah. So get this wave in because you really want to replace this vision while you still have it. Um, you know, and it expires,
Okay.
but still you want to replace it. And I don't know if you even had a word, but if you did, that's your goal.
So like the vision is should be prioritized over tempo. Like getting back in lane like 15 seconds earlier wouldn't do anything, but the vision means
In this
much more.
case, it's in this case like you need one thing. You need a couple things to happen. You need this wave to get in, right? Um,
Right.
but you also want to get this vision. So it really becomes like a game of how early can you leave this wave to get this vision without them preventing the crash, if that makes sense. Because what really good players will do here is they know that if they can get you to stay, you don't get a good back timer. So what they'll do is
Not just pops his shield and just tries to hold the wave
yeah,
before turret.
exactly. Because what you guys want to do here is recall as soon as possible, because you're right, you are fucking your tempo if you stay too much longer because this wave's going to push back.
Mhm.
So they know this, or good players will know this. So not will just W and try to walk here and like tank the wave and pull it, and then it's frozen, and then you have to. Like,
And then you're
answer
really fucked. You're in a long lane with a Nautilus and a Jhin.
Well, you guys aren't fucked because you're strong enough to like deal with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it creates a bad situation for you because you have to answer it, and they're forcing you to. So, yeah. So like, I don't think you had a word here. If you don't have a word here, then your goal is to just recall. If you have a word here, you want to replace this. But I don't think you had a word here. So your goal is really to just get as good of a recall timer as possible.
Okay.
Which is why I said this wave needs to die as soon as physically possible. Meaning you need to probably be like standing here and kicking this melee minion into these range minions. You just need to understand that you can't get hooked after you do this.
Yeah.
But you have minions here to tank hook. Like you're not in danger of getting hooked if you just stand behind your minions.
Yep.
So like use your Q. Q actually is really good wave clear to like clear these backlines.
It actually has really high base damage. I think it's like 80 to 260.
Oh yeah, it's super high. It does like 90 damage level 1. It's insane.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like this is good, perfect. And then, like literally right here, you're probably gonna want to leave lane if you have to go get this vision. But in this case, like you don't, so you just want to recall. Not can't really hold this wave, especially not if Ashe is here with volley, because like he doesn't want to he doesn't want to have to donate all of his HP, right? Because then he's fucked. If they donate all of their HP to tank this wave, and you get your recall off and come back before them, they're fucked. So they need to like try to like this wave's too big to hold. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like they can't hold this wave. So like your recall here is perfect. Ashe is trolling. Like Ashe is trolling. As long as you understand that Ashe is trolling.
Yes.
That's what I care that you know.
I was pinging her back right there.
Just a recall. She stayed a little too long to try to get this wave in, but like they can't hold it, so it's fine. But she wanted to make sure the wave got in, so fine. But yeah, immediately this is still good recall. Like that's all you care about.
I'm surprised Jhin Tren didn't try to trap me out of a or W me out of.
I don't think they had vision of you, to be honest. But even if they did, you know, you can just react. Like if
Yeah.
you go to stop it, you just eat yourself and run out. This is good now because like they're already chunked. They have to stay in lane because it's canon, and you guys get perfect recall, so you're happy. This is perfectly fine lane stay, right? And you guys outscale, so you're chilling. Okay, so 7 minutes. We know not Ashe. We know Zed started blue, right? So at 7 minutes, he's back on blue.
Okay. Oh shit! What is the timer
It's 5
between
minutes.
5 minutes? Okay.
So if Zed started blue, you know, what is it, 140, 38, something.
Yeah, something like that.
One of those. They made it like a weird like it's not 140. I think it's 138, right? Yeah. So, yeah, 5 minutes. So 6:30 is gonna go to clears 6:38, 6:40, something like that. 6:50.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on this buff again because that's where he started. So junglers are always gonna play on their buff as soon as it respawns because otherwise they're trolling. So, you can make a really reasonable guess that Zed is probably finishing his blue right about now. You know, but your Nico's on top side. So Nico knows this red's up. Zed knows this red's up. Unless Nico's here already, which I don't know if he knows. But, so Zed has a couple options. Zed can beeline at the top side to try to get his red. Or he can run down here to try to get Nico's red, which I don't think he knows is up. So again, you just have to consider that Zed has... Basically what I'm trying to say is you know Zed's on the bottom side of the map and he can do any of these three things, right?
Yes.
So you know that there's an immediate danger if you try to walk up and fight here because one, Ash is not on the wave with you yet.
Yeah, I think I get caught out here, and I was doing something stupid.
Yeah, so like, whenever Ash is disconnected, any AD carry is just disconnected with you like this, just care for a few seconds, you know? Always make sure your players are on the map before you like do anything risky. You can outplay this, but, you know, no reason to risk. Actually, Nautilus has flash again, so if honestly, if Nautilus just flashed auto zoo, you probably die. And especially don't get, well, okay, first mistake is getting rooted.
Yeah.
If you're gonna walk up like this, at least you have to outplay, because you've already decided that you're trying to outplay them. Because, like, you're not gonna get meaningful damage off here, like, you're just not. And then we missed our Q, so that's really bad. So, like, this really good timer that you guys had, where you come back to lane, yeah, like, you effectively, like, threw it away.
Yeah.
Which,
Okay.
again, I'm not trying to make, like, flame in a harsh language, but you like, really did troll your good timer here. So, the advantage that you gained from playing earlier is kind of lost here, and honestly, not dying is a miracle, because he probably should have died here.
Yeah, he could have just flashed on me. I don't know why I didn't.
Well, he might have died for it, because he's going to tank tower shot, and, like, Ash is going to chase him down, but...
Perfectly.
Consider yourself lucky that you otherwise, like in a different reality, where you just play safe here, and you and Ash caught the wave, like, they probably still get the recall off because the wave was too big.
Mhm.
But, like, you're full health, you don't have to recall, Nico's on the way, so, like, you can immediately kill this wave because the three of you are hitting it, so then what do you think you get to do because they recalled?
Oh, vision.
Dragon's free.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, like 100% you go get vision, but you just do dragon too. Like, you run up here, Nico starts dragon, you get vision.
Vex,
Probably
yeah. Vex
Both these
versus...
sections. I don't know if you have. Okay, you don't have Sight Sound quite yet, but yeah, at the very least we get this premium ward because they have to recall. You know this, and you probably just get dragon for free. So like, just think like how much the reality can be different if you just like if you played it correctly. You know, that's kind of the thing. Which would have been huge, because like this, like the only way they win is if they drag this game out. Because like you're winning early against a Karthus who's like fucking running it down. You know, for all intents and purposes, he is just running it down.
Yeah.
So like, you guys do want to end the game though, because if this motherfucker farms too much, it's gonna be problems. Which, you know, is kind of what happened. But so yeah, like.
Emax with Cull. What the fuck is Karthus cooking?
Yeah, he's ill. So we lose free dragon and free vision because, you know, you just walked up too far. So just be conscious.
Okay.
Created a really good timer, and I'm happy about that, but then we threw it away. That's sad. Makes my heart sad. Yeah, not to blame me, because I do shit like this all the time, but yeah, sometimes you just need to have it put in perspective, like how much you could have gotten if you like didn't do that.
Okay.
So at this point you bought a control word. You kind of have a couple options. You probably want to get back to this wave ASAP because it's really kind of sus leaving Ash alone against Nautilus Jhin.
Yeah.
I guess in Enchanter you could probably get away with like running mid here and getting a ward and then running down. But in this case, like,
Nautilus has flash, Jhin has flash.
Yeah, it's a little sus. So I
He
don't
has
blame you for
6.
immediately running this lane. We have vision on see why I said this ward is trolling? Because if the wave is here, and Ash is like hitting the wave here, by the time she sees Zed here, like, it's kind of dangerous. So this is like kind of a bait ward.
Yeah, I just wonder, cause like the bush, oh fuck, the prime ward, the ideal ward, right above the blue wall, and then that bush there below that, that does not cover enough grounds to put a ward there. But also, like, if you ward where Scuttle sits in the middle of the river, then Blast Cone is open, or Zac shenanigans, whatever. So it just feels kind of awkward.
It depends, and you're 100% right. It depends on jungler, is really like the real answer. But in general, like, these are the concepts, and then once you have the concepts learned, you adjust the concepts for specific cases, right?
Right.
So like, you're absolutely right. Having a ward here versus Zac, who gets a couple points in Slingshot, he's really troll when you're like here, because he's just gonna go try and Slingshot over. But you know, like, Zac Zach can't counter the ward here.
Yeah,
So
there's
he has to clear his Grom. You see him here? You see him go to Grom? Well, just, you know he's gonna be here, so you just don't push. So like this is why I said this is really premium, because no matter who the enemy jungler is, like they have to clear their camps, and just knowing that they're on the bot side of the map and you can play safe for the next 30 seconds is really all that matters. But you're right, like certain champs, it differs. But at the end of the day, like this is just kind of it's also kind of a selfish ward, because it doesn't help any of your other like players.
okay.
Having vision here and seeing the enemy jungle here helps everybody, because they know he's here and they can make their own plays. But like waiting till you see jungler on this ward, it just doesn't give everybody as much like planning time. Like it's nice
Okay.
to see, but like it's really good to have this advance. But again, this is premium. Like you can't do this for free. You have to have some kind of advantage. So,
When we get
like,
to
like,
drag fight, I want to talk about wards, because I think that maybe the ones that I've been using are a little outdating, or outdated.
Yeah, and like just it's all about habit, right? Like once you build the habit of word to word, it's just insanely OP. But yeah, you just gotta like force yourself to do like something for a few games in a row, and then you'll get it.
Because I for sure, if you weren't in my ear with the live game, I would have been spamming wards around the objectives in like certain places, like AFK autopilot places, and
Yeah, and well, I watched like a core video one time, and the concept's always stuck with me about don't place jobless words. Which, what I'm trying to say is like, if you have a word here, you don't need a word here.
yeah,
Like, this word becomes jobless if you have a word here. So like, whenever you're like trying to word up for objectives, like I'll wait till we get to dragon, but whenever you're trying to word up for objectives, you just don't want to like have jobless words, right? So this is fine.
that was a
Master
good
Flash,
Nautilus
we're chilling.
flash.
It's kind of sus because we brought Shen and we didn't really get anything out of it, so
And then yeah, the re-engage.
this whole fight's a little awkward because like you're Melio, so like you don't really control fights, you just kind of prevent people dying. Honestly, like if you
Yeah.
have like, Nautilus or Alistar, it's a little bit easier. This is really ballsy, but like, like
There's no way Nautilus just doesn't walk up and auto me there.
yeah, it was good decisiveness, but I don't. I mean, it could have like. You're fine. You only do this because you have Ignite, right? Like,
Yeah.
I take Ignite Amelia, so like I'm never gonna do this, but good decisiveness. You need to kill, and you kill them. Like,
And we get
not-
two.
I'm never
Alright,
gonna
not
blame
bad.
you for that. Okay, you guys are like super low, and you guys. No, this fight actually went better than expected. Right? Like, this is perfect. This fight's over. Like, you do not want to fight anymore.
Yeah.
So, fight's over. What is our win con become?
We need
That's right,
to.
getting the wave in.
Yep.
Because that's all that's left to do. So, again, probably just go kick this minion into the back line. Just literally wave clear this as quickly as possible. Try
I
not
think
to
I
touch it.
barely have enough mana for kick here.
I think we know Jin doesn't have flash. We saw him use it, so I think you did have mana because I watched you have it. So
Okay.
but that's okay. We still clear this wave. You have Sightstone now. I don't know if you have the board. No, you used it. Okay. So we have no wards. So normally, if you have wards, again, get this vision. You have wave in. It actually might be a little unsafe now. Just 'cause
Yeah,
it's
right
hard,
now
so-
there. Oh god, there is no way.
You could have done it a little bit earlier if you got the wave in, but it would have been really tight timing. And again, I don't blame you if you don't want to like risk this, because I think you have a shutdown at this point. Okay, not yet, but
Not yet.
so that's fine. You don't have any wards anyway. Recall's great, perfect. No drag timer, so this is literally the only option. Is recalling here. Great, love to see it. Grab boards. We're balling out. Switch to sweeper here. Always switch to sweeper when you get this. Maybe you know that. Oh,
I do. My menuing has been really bad.
oh, you're good. As long as you know. As long as you know, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Sports are pretty good about that nowadays. They used to not do it, but I used to see like plat and diamond players not do that shit. Now,
It's just
silver
kind of like,
players
what
know
the
how to do it,
fuck?
so,
Yeah.
The community is getting better.
It's slowly. Nature is healing.
People are figuring it out. That's how we beat like fucking plat players from season 2. Like not even a joke, by the way. Like I don't know, the average skill is just so much.
It's that's why it's so rare to see like people that are actually bronze silver that are actively playing, I think. And it's just kind of like I don't know.
No, everybody struggles with different things, but okay. So we want to. Dragon's kind of the only play on the map at this point.
Hmm.
Herald's great, but um, as Melio, you're not going to rotate the Herald as often just because you're Melio, and it really depends on what side of the like. If your jungler ran up to top side here, and you guys really wanted to play for top side, then yeah, you maybe go to Herald. But it also depends
With
on
a
what side you
Shen, I don't know if we'd. Yeah.
like Shen, you're not really trying to go and play around Shen, so this is fine. So you're playing for Dragon in lane. I don't really like to play for Herald too much on Melee unless it's really,
And
really
Emilio's
good.
just kind of slow. His roams are not gonna be super effective. It's not like I'm playing Janna or something, where I can
Yeah, so
just.
you're chilling. Like
Yeah.
it's really you're really heavily incentivized to just play for bot lane and Dragon. It's totally okay. Nico is playing the game. She is having fun.
Yeah.
This is a good word for temporary vision, but again, like we're trying to look for a little bit deeper eventually.
Mhm.
But this is okay. You see why this is okay? Because the wave is even, right?
Okay.
And you have Nico here anyway, so it's like if Zed comes, at the worst, it's 3v3. Now, if Nico was topside, and this wave was, you guys were trying to push us in, this would become a lazy ward. But it's okay in this situation because, 3v3 is okay. So,
Okay.
just recognize that the situation allows for it, but this really is like lazy vision. Not in this case, it's fine in this case. Alright, waves in. Guess what? There's no play here because like you're never diving Nautilus.
Yeah.
So waves in, immediately your concern should be getting deep vision or setting up Dragon.
I did just ping Zed on bottom pixel brush, and we don't. Do we not have vision? I don't know where the fuck he is. No, I mean he has to be.
I think he walked back into his jungle somewhere. But,
Oh, what the fuck? He moved there? Okay. I would have assumed he'd gone. No, that doesn't make sense because his camps are up on that side. Okay.
yeah, which is why I said like later jungle pathing becomes kind of unpredictable, but it's like really troll for Nico to just keep like there's no play here.
Yeah.
There's no play here, absolutely not. So the play becomes Dragon or Vision. You can. I was telling somebody earlier this week about this, but people in solo queue will just do stupid shit and they won't listen to your pings. So the best thing you could possibly do is vote with your actions, which in this case means you need to just go do what you need to do and pray that your team plays around you.
Mhm.
Over time, it will work and you'll climb and people will start to get better and they will play around the right action. But like to an extent, don't let your teammates like troll what you're supposed to be doing, right? Because you are trying to get to an elo that's better than players, right? Like you
Right.
want to play to their level, so kind of make your own decisions, and eventually people will play around the right decision more and more as you climb.
Okay.
That becomes kind of like a gray area when you're playing for like Baron, and like sometimes you do just need to commit to whatever play your fucking team is doing. But in small situations like this, you should absolutely be going to get vision here, even if you don't know where Zed is completely. Nautilus is on tower. Jin's like, he's
In
coming back
base.
to lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's no real threat. And again, like if you're here, Zed cannot burst you so quickly that unless you just stand still and like pick your nose and let him kill you, that your team can't rotate to you or like Ash can't arrow or something. So like you should feel safe walking in here, like realistically.
Okay.
So you should be like walking up here right now. Like imagine you get a vision, bam. Walk over here, get one over the wall, bam. Like your vision is set up for the next 3 minutes. Like you're completely running the side of the map at this point, if you have this vision. But like now it's a little awkward because like.
Oh
like,
wow!
every
Wait, I didn't even think about that ward. You're right. Over the blue buff wall into that try. Yeah.
So like this, obviously I've talked about this.
Where the
like,
blast
a couple
cone
times,
spawns and just a little lower.
Yeah, perfect spot too. Like if you can afford to get it again, is like you walk to this blue and you just ward over the wall in this intersection.
Okay.
If you have this intersection warded, you will just enemy will feel like they have cancer because he will know everything they're doing before they do it.
Wow. Okay.
Like if you have this vision and you don't even see jungler, like Dragon's free because by the time enemy jungler gets back to the side of the map and then you see him, you still have like 10 seconds, 15 seconds before they even come to Dragon. So like that's why like I'm really harping on about why.
What's the red side equivalent or red buff equivalent?
So if you're on red side,
Or sorry,
kind of
red
irrelevant.
buffs from blue side. I don't know.
Yeah, so like if you're playing on the Nautilus side,
Mm.
Your premium vision spots are going to be like on red buff, like in the edge of this bush, so that you
Right.
see this whole intersection.
Okay.
This ward is really good because it sees Krugs. and you're gonna have advanced warning. Like if jungler's doing Krugs, they're probably gonna come to bot. Like
Yes.
normal pathing. And if you really like, this is also an insanely good spot. But again, like
I like to
this is
do right
really
over the
deep
Raptor
in the
wall from
jungle.
mid lane, but I feel like that's just for Raptors, and it's good against stuff like Fiddlesticks, but
Yeah,
otherwise...
so like mid laners, they can't really afford to leave lane as long. So obviously they just can't get as good vision most of the time.
Mhm.
But like your job is support. Like you can miss a few minions, you're chilling. Like a little bit of XP, it's gonna go to ADC anyway. So like, again, but like you're never gonna walk in here and ward these spots if you don't have some kind of like big advantage in lane. Because like, I mean, trying to walk here as Melio when your lane's like here,
There's...
you're
why?
you're just gonna die. You're gonna die. So, and some champs get away with it. Like Rakan, honestly, Rakan, you can just walk in here when the wave's even and like.
Yeah.
They can't punish you, but
I mean,
you're
Rakan is just such a
all.
bullshit champion with his evasion and
Yeah,
AP
but it's
ratios.
like crazy because people pick Rakan and then they don't take advantage of how like safe he is and get this free vision and like they can't kill you.
Yeah.
But
so-
yeah, Melio, you're not doing this unless you have some
Okay.
insane push or something. But that is the other side equivalent.
Alright.
This, if you have this warded and this warded, got like, if you get a ward in here early game, and here, like, you are just the best support. Because like they literally cannot walk into jungle without you seeing them. But yeah, more realistically, like this bush, and then maybe in this intersection, that's kind of the equivalent of like these spots.
Okay.
But it's really nice. That's why blue side's so OP because there's one ward here and the one ward here is like you cover the whole side. So yeah, that is the equivalent.
Okay.
I could even like mark it on you for like a
There was a LOL map. I forgot what the fucking website was called.
yeah,
but
if you want to like open Riftkit, I'll even like,
Rift Kit, that's what it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
It is helpful. Like it's so programmed into my head to get these words that like when I get them, like I'm literally turned on. Like I'm fucking jungle. Like,
Half bricked. All right.
it feels so good to just see the enemy jungler like on vision in their jungle. Like your whole team is just like they will love you. So but like top laner has to catch waves, so they can't really afford to like get this vision. Like right? Like mid laner can't be here doing this because they're gonna miss XP, and XP is everything in mid lane. But your support, like your AD carry gets his XP. It's chill.
Yeah.
Support's weak.
Support week.
Support is weak. Yeah, so this is fine because like only because you can dive, right?
Yep.
You know Nautilus is dead. This dive is 100% free. Ashe plays it correctly. Good job. You see Zed. Jhin dead. Nautilus just respawned.
That ward is kind of troll, but I can.
Guess
Yeah.
what it's time to do?
Yeah.
Get this vision.
Ooh.
You have a ward. You have a control word. So I would throw. You can clear this word still, but this word is. This. For all intents and purposes, this should be a jobless ward because, like, why get vision here when you can get it here? This is just a better version of this.
Mhm.
This you only see if jungler walks through Trier, which doesn't do jack shit for you. So,
It just. Yeah. I
no
mean.
ward here. This is lazy. This is a lazy ward. Just ward up here. It's free. Everybody's dead. Everybody's off map. You see Zed. If you didn't see Zed, this becomes a little sus because you're by yourself and you're low health. But you see Zed. Jhin dead. Nautilus coming out of base. Free. Get it.
All right.
You
Free
still-
real
You
estate.
could still sweep this and get this ward, but yeah, definitely just ward up here. But you realize like the longer you linger here, the more danger you're in. So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind. So sometimes it will be a very short timer, and being a few seconds late means you die. But in this case, it's a little more generous because you kind of know where everybody is, so you're kind of chilling, right? And then a good spot for your control word in this case. Like this wave's completely, and Ashe is gonna recall. You know this. Like there's no play,
Mhm.
so like you kind of do like the Tour of Vision, and you run through their jungle, get this word, run to mid, get probably a control word in pixel because you can defend it because you guys are ahead.
Mhm.
And then maybe a word here if you have it. I don't know if you have enough words for that, but
No.
this priority, control word here, bam, and then you recall. Then you're recalling like this bush, and Ashe is going to be recalling. You'll both be recalled same timer, even though you just got all this vision. And then you come back to lane and tell me you don't feel like God because you have all vision, like you're stronger now. Like this guy's probably gonna rage quit soon if he gets dove again. You're just so like you're just creating such an advantage in bot lane, and you can get dragon because like they can't do anything about it. Getting dragon is fine here too, it's just only because mid's pushing out and like you have mid rotate. But this is the Fine Dragon. You probably just stay and help her kill it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I would have recalled, but if fucking Hex Dragon knocked me, like,
Nah, it's okay. Ideally, you want to recall same time as Ash so you can get back to wave at the same time as her. But desyncing timers to get like Dragon or something is fine. Like, that's a good advantage. Because then it just becomes on Ash to know that she can't walk up for the 10 seconds that you're not here. And if she does, that's her problem. Like, actually. Because, like, Dragon for 10 seconds of her time is totally worth. So you have this vision, you see Zed. This is so OP. Like, it's not OP. You know Zed's here. Like, your whole team's, like, chilling because they know where Zed is. Come back to lane. Ash is picking her nose in base. I don't know. The only real thing you could play for here is Herald. And, like, you could make the decision to go topside and get Herald, but, like, you're not going to do that without your jungler. So,
like we have a wave pushed in, but
yeah, like if the wave's coming in and the jungler's down here, yeah, you're good. Just come play with jungle. This is fine. You can get here in time to help. Like, Nico plays it well enough to get out. Great. Okay, so the only thing we need to now realize is Nico's low. She just used everything. She used flash. Shen ulted. So we're not on timer anymore. So we can't really like make plays anymore unless they like troll. But like we just want to get back to a stable position so that we can play for the next thing, which is probably Herald. So,
okay.
As long as you realize that like you and Ash, your only job is starting to become like get this wave in so you can recall and go Herald. But like Nico needs a reset. She can get this red now because Vex comes. But like we know where Nico's pathing, right? Like red buff, she's gonna clear. She's gonna go over here, right? Because she needs to clear these camps. So ideally, you need to be thinking about this and thinking that she's pathing up here. So your job becomes, how can I meet Nico up here to get Herald? But like what do we have to do in lane to be able to afford?
Is it cannon wave on bot right now? It is. So it would have to be another 3-wave.
You could quick push this if, you know, depending on what they let you get away with, and seek to just get this wave in as quickly as possible. Realistically, it'll take 2 waves. But you guys are strong enough to get the wave in. So, and you're Melio and it's Nautilus, so like again, he can't really threaten you that much because you can kick him away. This is really kind of awkward. Honestly, I would probably just leave Vex here to die, but if you want to try to get here in time, you can. But like looking at this situation, I would probably like Nico really shouldn't even fight here because she doesn't have anything, right? Like she has ult, but no flash, no health bar. Be honest, I'd probably just write this off as a loss as soon as I saw her too far deep, and I'd probably because pushing this wave is like really priority.
If we push in this wave, they're really fucked because it's cannon, and then
yeah, like see, like they'll be up here. Imagine if you both were on this wave hitting this wave, and like you would get the wave in right for free pretty much. They may even lose tower if they're not here in time. So
yeah, exactly.
You could probably just recall and go topside because like Nico needs a recall. Like Nico needs a recall. She's just trolling. So if Nico does what she needs to do, she'll be going to topside, and then you'll be going to topside, and it's free Herald. But like instead, like we kind of like try to like help her, and see how this is like kind of awkward now because
yeah, I don't know how Ash didn't see the Nautilus Hex Flash because I literally warded that bush.
Yeah, it's fine. Like just the concept of like being in the first place is maybe like a little troll.
Yep, you're right. We get a kill out of it at least.
Right, it's okay to not always try to rotate to help people if you think you can like get some advantage off of it. But this is just really, really awkward now because like Nico's dead. Vex was gonna die anyway, but you know it kind of ends up working because you get a couple kills out of it. But it's just kind of Fiesta. You have to recall now, so regardless, you guys still have the timer to get this wave in. It's gonna be on this wave though because you want a cannon wave. So I think they rotate to Herald now, actually, or something. Oh wait, they just recall? Okay, cool. But yeah, regardless, get this wave in, and then, yep, you guessed it, it's time for vision. So, wave's in. You should already be leaving lane, because you know nobody's here to freeze this wave. Getting this tower it's super inconsequential. Like, first tower's already gone down, there's no plates.
There's no plates, there's no, yeah.
If you get this tower, great. But in reality, like, you can leave Ash to hit it. Nautilus just respawned, Jhin just recalled. And, like, Zed could be here, but, like, you can get vision, Zed can't kill you. Like, he's not that strong, right? Like, he's pretty fucking
He
weak.
bought a. Is that? Did he buy a stopwatch, or is that perfect timing?
Probably perfect timing, his inspiration.
Yeah.
But, like, it's okay to walk in here when Zed's this week, and he can't kill you. Like, he just can't. If he just uses ult, you're fine. So, as long as you know it's just Zed, which, you know, worst case scenario, he's there.
Walking in
Going
this
was
way was troll
yeah,
as fuck.
walking this way is troll when you already should have been leaving and just coming this way. Like, you'd run into Zed here, but, okay, you just kick him away and press E on yourself, and you're fine. But you could still might be able to just get shallow vision anyway, so. Great, yeah, I mean, get tower is not bad. This is lazy. Ward. But
Lazy.
it's like kind of okay. Honestly, it doesn't even matter anymore because you took tower, so you're just gonna recall to go topside. So, like it doesn't even matter. But this would have just been nice because then your whole team knows it's here, and that would have helped them. But again, like this is almost never the correct word. The only time this becomes a good word is if, like, you're pressuring them on tower and like you need immediate vision because you think jungler might be like here, right? Just
Yeah.
see him and back off. But like, this is never like a real like ward. Because it just doesn't give you any info. So, just, yeah, keep in mind. If you're recalling here and you just have the word to throw down, fuck it, throw it down.
Yeah.
At the very least, maybe get it higher up so you can see Gromp. But, yeah, just train yourself to think this is like kind of a shit word.
Alright, sounds good.
It's a bait word, that's all. But it's okay, because again, you're going to top side. This is good, you should be going top. Always try to meet your jungler wherever they're pathing, so this is perfect. Like, Nico's pathing up. Ashe shouldn't be going bot. If anything, I think Vex should go bot.
We definitely didn't even ping or suggest anything, and I feel like for this elo, you need to
hard.
kind of suggest and be like, okay, we got this.
Yeah, maybe
Swap.
like just get into the habit of like pinging objectives as they come up, because then at least the vote pops up, and people have to be like, oh wait, that exists.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Okay.
Sick.
Like this, no, who gives a fuck if they take this tower? It doesn't even matter. Like, who cares? If they come bot and get this tower, you get Herald for free because you see both of them here. So, like, who cares? As a matter of fact, you know they're both here because he's hitting your ward. You see them. Herald's free anyway, because like anytime they both show bot, you guys just have numbers advantage. Like, bam, free Herald. Like, you should probably just immediately start this. Lucky. But I mean, if you're mid and jungle want to make like a play before they go to they go to Herald, okay, fine. You can't really control them, so. Okay, so it's the same thing. Like, no matter where you are in the map, you're always just trying to get this deep vision. Like, that is your goal. But it's a little more complicated up here because how do we have the luxury to walk in here? Well, mid has to be pushed. We kind of have to know where jungle is, and top has to be like dealt with in some way, right? If their Karthus is here, sure, you can walk in and get vision. Like, it's Karthus, who cares? But yeah, definitely you need mid prio and need to know where Zed is, maybe. So, like, right here, I would almost be like, you know they're here. You see Zilean, you see Karthus. It could just be Zed, but again, you're not worried about Zed 1v1. He's not going to kill you. These guys are here to help you. So, you should really just be walking in here. Honestly, maybe a control word in here, because people don't always clear that right away. And seeing Zed alone on here is good, but then you just drop a word too.
That's why I like the Raptor ward, even though it is kind of a dead ward.
Oh yeah, yeah, and like exactly where you would get it is just like right here, because like walking in all the way to here is, you know, it's a little scary. So, but this is fine. Like right here, just in this intersection, you see everything, and then control word here would see this, and you could clear word if it's there. It's like perfect, and that sets up your Herald. Like that's good enough for Herald right now. But definitely like priority vision, and then you come. Whatever they want to do, then you can come. But if you have the luxury of just being here already and your team's here and you see everybody, yeah, just grab vision. So always trying to make efficient use of your time. Otherwise, you're just kind of see how you're kind of stuck between like going here and here now.
Yeah.
But like if you were just decisive and then walked here, like you'd be set up and you'd be ready to go. So just be a little decisive.
Okay.
Your time is valuable. No matter what your AD carry says, your time is valuable. It's just a little bit of a mechanical mistake. Not from you necessarily, but again, this Nico doesn't really like to press her B button, so she's allergic to winning. But regardless, like we have advantage in mid now, right? Because they have to recall, they're so low. So this wave,
Zilean no ults for sure.
yeah, this wave doesn't really, it's fake, but you can use this like this intermission to go get this vision now, which is good.
Intermission. That's a fun way to put it. Okay.
Yeah, like when the waves are coming in, there's nothing to fucking do. You have, especially in mid lane, you have like 15 seconds to go do whatever the fuck you want. So, This is good. You're just playing with your jungler. That's fine. Hush is. She's doing something.
Yeah, she's playing top lane. I don't know, man.
Okay, if bot's 1v1, that's fine. Ashe wins the 1v1
Yep.
for the most part. So, getting free Karthus kill here is good. You know, he's kind of not worth anything anymore, but
Yeah.
it's fine. Whatever. Um,
But the
so I
pick
think
means
they're
that we
not
get
gonna-
heralds, right?
Yeah, because he's off the map and he can't ult for the next 30 seconds. So
Mhm.
that's comforting. So yeah, it's time to start Herald. They're.
Alright.
At the very least, once you see Vex kill this Zed, you know Herald's free. So, like, sometimes your mid will just outplay. You just have the better mid. It happens. Let's go. Herald's free. We're chilling. Yep. Okay, as soon as this Herald dies, your job immediately is to do the same thing, but we're back to bot side, right? For Dragon.
You know, I was really sad to find out that Milio W heals in multiple instances, but it doesn't proc Lucian passive multiple times.
I mean, everything else you do procs it, so.
Yeah.
It's still OP. It's still an OP.
It's still OP, but like, it only does it one time throughout the entire duration.
I mean, imagine how OP it would be.
It would be so fucking busted.
So yeah, landing phase is like its own beast where you're just kind of wording up things as you get advantages. But then as soon as like towers go down, you know, mid game just becomes kind of like a map-wide version of laning phase where you have to try to get lane advantages to like get the vision and then do the objectives.
It
But it is,
feels
like,
really hard to control vision when you're behind, because it's
no, it
not
does.
safe to walk anywhere. So you just end up having to get these little gimme wards until you make it to the important place where you need to ward, and that feels
exactly.
awful.
That's why I was saying like your vision line, like your vision line. I don't know if you ever heard that.
I have heard of the phrase, yes.
Yeah, like your vision line just scales depending on like how ahead or behind you are. So yeah, there's some games where you are getting ass fucked and you are stuck in your base. Cool. That means your vision line is like really shallow, but you know you're way ahead in laning phase, mid's winning. Like your vision line becomes this whole fucking section. It's free.
That's why
So-
mid tower is so fucking important.
But even if your vision line is really shallow, it's still really important because that's where you're going to be playing if you're behind. So, you know, it feels useless, but getting the good vision is still really important. But in a case like this, like you guys are ahead. You're not ahead as much as you guys think you are, but you know, aside from whatever happening top, like you're ahead. You're ahead. You know,
Mm-hmm.
at least stat wise. I don't even know who's most of their gold. Carlos is up 1,000.
Wow, yeah.
Your jungler's ahead a little bit, but he's kind of trolling a little bit. But your mid's really ahead. Oh, he's behind. I didn't see this CS.
Yeah, there's 60 CS ahead of mid and top, or enemy
well,
mid top.
The game's even. The game's kind of even. But you guys still want to play because you have to play for this mid game because they outscale. So, well, at least Karthus does. But regardless, you're playing for this fight. So this is a good fight angle. It's kind of weird because people in this elo will just every elo really will just fight before you get any setup.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys just came off of Herald, so there really wasn't a way to get more setup than this. You know, because you guys just arrived at Dragon.
And this is just such an awkward fight because I'm with Shen and I can't walk over to the other fight, which is 3v3.
Yeah, in the mid game, you just need to program yourself to play around this whoever's gonna carry the fight. In this case, it's Vex and Shen.
Mm-hmm.
Ashe is she's strong, but I'm gonna be like honest, she's kind of an arrow bot. So you like, but you really need Vex to get resets to win. And like Shen's really strong. Like Shen is not gonna die. He's 9-1. Like you don't need to peel Shen. If he gets in, it's great. But like Vex is really the key target.
Okay.
So you really just this is fine because like you're linking up with Shen, but you just need to recognize that like they're coming from this way, the rest of your team, and you guys are down here. So it feels really shitty to walk all the way around. So your only options, because of the way that everybody passed, are to try to connect in here somehow, which is hard because you don't want to walk through the team as Milio. And again, it opens you up to coming flanked. So, you see this old land, it's just Nautilus. You can walk up here and try to help. If anything, Zed already used his combo, so...
Yeah, Zed already ulted.
Honestly, the second Zed uses the combo on you and you don't die and your team's closing in, it's a really good position. So you guys end up winning just because they didn't play it correctly. For Dragon, alright, Dragon's down, Baron's up soon. So same thing, we're just gonna bop on over to this side of the map, do the same thing we did for Herald, right?
Right.
And it just keeps going back and forth. That's just mid game. It's really simple, in theory. Grave got the Herald crash, only because you know, like I said, vision is kind of what you can get away with. Only because you see people here, and you're still pretty healthy. You have flash up. Maybe you just get some shallow vision here. That would be really good.
Mhm.
So yeah, just a word in the like. Not even, it doesn't even have to. This bush is like great, maybe because you see 3 here, you can sneak in there and just be ready to like kick somebody away. But yeah, like right here is good, and then maybe you just walk around here and get it in this bush. Vision here, you're pretty set up, honestly. So, and then maybe you can get a control word in here just because people don't check this one. So, but that would literally cover this whole side of the map. Now, if they clear it, which they probably will, fine. But at least like you can recall and they get more words, and you know, the vision word goes on. It's like, it's a little awkward recalling here. I don't know if you had an item.
I think I had staff. Yeah, I had staff.
Yeah, it feels really good to get staff, but this isn't really your fault. Like, I would recall here too if I had staff. Like I said, maybe if you got the vision and then recalled, it would be a little bit better.
Yeah, because then I'd be able to be on the map at least.
Timer. It's, you know, they get a kill, but
2 kills.
the concept of fighting off timer here is still a little troll. Yeah. But if they know it works, then fine, so be it. You're here anyway.
Yeah, I pinged Nash.
You guys needed to start Herald or Baron as soon as you get these kills because, you know, there is a threat of Karthus. Zed's alive. This is gonna be a 50-50. Like, you have to, like, I'm sure we realized this because Zed's up. Your options are either take the 50-50, try to like CC Zed and kill him over the wall somehow, or just turn on them.
Yeah, and turning on the Zilean is gonna be kind of difficult.
Yeah, like this Ela is really indecisive, so yeah, you'll just lose 50-50s like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the worst thing ever, but it happens. I don't know if there's a way to prevent it in solo queue, realistically, but it's not the end of the world. But at this point, that's why I said this game state is really dangerous, because you guys don't realize that the gold is literally even.
Yeah.
But like, it looks like you're winning really hard, so you guys are gonna play a little like goofier. This pick is great. This pick opens up the map again, actually. So anytime you get a pick, as long as you have like numbers with you, that's when you start to get your vision again. So Baron's gone, so yeah, bot side of the map. Honestly, you can play for either side of the map right now, but bot's kind of where people are, so you know, ward here, now that it's mid-game, like, ward here in this bush, and then you can get a ward in the middle of this intersection. Those are your 2 spots that are going to give you the most. So,
Okay.
as long as you're walking in with Vex, this is a free ward. Nautilus is dead, you're chilling, you have advantage. I don't really like this ward anymore in mid-game, because it doesn't see this.
Yeah.
So just once mid-game rolls around, realistically, the best possible word you can get at any point, like, probably like right here, like, see what I mean, like in the middle. Because that will literally see everything, and getting vision inside of this bush is not super crucial. If you're gonna ward this bush, at least ward it on the edge so it sees this.
Yeah.
Yeah, just is a little.
It's a little handicapped ward, I think.
You know, it could make the difference, right? So, yeah, just this intersection's good, and this bush is good, and then honestly, like, if you guys are holding this vision line really well, control ward to cover this like crescent is really OP because they can't ward over here anymore.
Yeah, the control ward like wolves are close to.
Yeah, like that's a really good spot. But in this case, like, you guys don't have super strong footing yet in bot lane. That's fine. You can't really defend.
Yeah, we're not full on sieging this tower, so it's kind of like still be pretty easy for them to clear.
Yeah, Karthus is gonna start to hurt now. And honestly, I think from here on out is mostly just like maybe like a little bit of team fight misplays.
Yep.
Because like these team fights can go either way at this point. You guys have the Soul Wind con, So I would definitely play hard for that. But
Yeah, I think it was definitely not playing around in my win condition. That was completely fair.
timers. Yeah, your win cons are. Can't even see the objective timers because my map is so big. What the fuck? Yeah, so Dragon's up in 40 seconds. Playing for that. Ideally, we kill this Karthus as soon as possible and then get the Dragon. In reality, it's a little hard because Karthus is going to try to do as much damage as possible, so doing Dragon feels really risky. But it's still, at this point, it's fine. Like, Dragon should be free 20 seconds. You probably just go answer mid wave and then go Dragon. Like, Shen can probably answer this wave, and they'll probably back off, so mid wave into Dragon, like, that is the play, 100%. We kind of, I feel like we kind of lollygag a little bit. Not really you so much. If you see Nico recalling, obviously you can't do this anymore, so fair enough. It was probably already a tight timer to begin with. You probably have to give this Dragon now, so that, happens. Actually, well, you don't really have to give it, but your focus should shift from...
Yeah, this fight was a one coin flip, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it's like, even if you don't get the Dragon, as long as you can use Dragon to make a fight, like, that's really all that matters. So, this is fine, like, we get the fight we want. This hurts a lot.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You should immediately go to this mid wave. Even though you can't, you're yourself, like, somebody just needs to be killing this wave, because, like, we need to hurry and get these towers before they respawn. And Zilean can clear the wave, so...
Yeah.
But not if it's a cannon. But the cannon dies. Very sad. We get this wave in. They can get this tower, but realistically against Zilean and the respawning, like, you're not getting anything else. So, as soon as you see that this tower is probably gone, that's when you go to get your vision. And we have plenty of wards, so I am cringing that we did not get we did not just throw down a ward in this bush as we walked by. And I'm also very sad that we didn't throw one here. So yeah, just, I mean,
we did throw one there.
Oh yeah, okay, that's good. But not having one here hurts.
I just felt like as soon as I clear a pink from a place, I feel like, well, if I immediately throw down a pink, we're just handshaking wards at that point, no?
Oh, no, not a pink, just regular.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It will clear it, but especially with the sweeper changes, if he uses the sweeper to clear this, he's not clearing these.
It sucks so bad. I fucking hate it so much.
Well, it doesn't suck. It's just different, right? Because you gotta get used to it.
Yeah, but...
like, sweeper is a lot more intentional now. Like, you have to know that you're securing, like, a small area, and if you use it correctly, you actually can clear a lot. But, like, you can't just use it anymore and then walk all the way around the jungle and be like, oh, look, wards. Like,
oh,
so, like, now it's like, it's actually a higher skill expression thing now.
Okay.
But you know it's a short timer, so you ward here, he clears one of these with his sweeper charge. And then you can still have this ward here, so bam, bam, because you had 4 wards. And he probably clears one of them. So, like, you still get these 2, which is really what matters.
Okay.
But if this ward is here, he just clears this, and now it's like, okay, we don't have really good vision anymore. Another thing, just, like, in general. There's a lot of Fiesta having this game, but it's not necessarily your fault. But vision can help mitigate Fiesta sometimes. You'd be surprised. This is like, it's hard now. I think like the win con is just you playing around Vex as hard as possible. So like anytime you're not on the map with Vex, you should probably be like, why am I not on the map with Vex? So like this is good. You can just play around Vex. At this point, the game's like kind of out of your hands because like you can't. That's why I say like you can't go and threaten this Karthus with you and Shen alone, right? Like unless like your whole team is walking down to kill Karthus, there's no point in going with them.
Okay.
Because like, you're not threatening. Like you're just not. So unless your whole team is going to kill Karthus, just stick with the Vex. Because like especially in the Silo where Vex.
Wow, she's just going in 1v3.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you know Vex is gonna do shit like this because this is how gold players play. So as long as you're there to help, things probably go a lot better. Like 100% Vex. Okay, like she still honestly wipes almost, even without you guys. But if you're here, maybe you kill Nautilus too, and then it's like a slightly better spot.
Mm-hmm.
Baron's good, but Karthus is gonna start hurting now, so it's a
Yeah.
little scary.
We get this one, but
Yeah, this was good. This was good.
the Karthus ult was really scary. Yeah. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, he has Dark Harvest. So, yeah, it's a little scary. This is just overstay. This is just gonna happen. Both teams are gonna do it late game where they just troll and stay and die for no reason. The only thing you can realistically do after you see someone get picked like this is realize that you're 4v5 and now you're 3v5 because Ashe isn't even here. So like, as soon as Nico dies, walking in becomes illegal. Like you cannot do it. If your team does it, they're gonna die. But at the very least, you shouldn't die, right? So.
Right.
I mean, I don't know why they're walking in, but like I said, people just do shit. So. I'm not gonna like blame you for this because it's just Fiesta.
Ah, yeah. Ah. I play it,
Now-
Zillion. I thought I knew the timer. I did not.
Yeah, it's okay. It's such a weird timer because it's shorter than normal.
It's like I thought it was 2.5. Isn't it two? Is it 2.2?
It is. Oh wait, I can't because Zillion's on vision.
Oh, it's 3. Oh. Oh.
But like I think Guardian Angel's like slightly longer. It's really weird.
Oh, maybe a Guardian Angel's 2.5. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, no. Zillion revive is quicker than normal revive. I think normal revive is like 4 seconds or something.
Mhm.
It's weird. It's a weird timer. There's no sound cue really either.
I'm so used to fucking Terra Cult being 2.5, 2.5.
Yeah. Timings are all different. This dragon's just gone.
Yeah, there is no point in me being here, I think. Well, Shen ulted, so I felt like...
Okay, yeah, at the point where you see they're in, the most you can do is like you can try to walk in here and like kind of just throw abilities from far away.
I'm also at level 13 versus the level 17 Karthus and Zillion.
Yeah, I would not really be committing to this fight because you're probably gonna die.
And this feels so fucking bad.
As soon as Nico dies, then you just peace out. Like you just run. Yeah, I mean you have a knock. You're
Yeah,
just dead.
I'm just dead.
Again, I don't, like think if you were alive here, like you guys probably win this now because Vex is here, and Ashe has arrow. So like, at the very least, as soon as you see Nico die, you probably just played it accompany Vex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were alive here, you probably win this. And like maybe Vex lives, but instead like you guys kind of get wiped. Like I said, in general, you just need to be linking up with Vex a little bit more. I think you guys might be able to win this game if you just link with Vex a lot. But it's kind of Fiesta. I don't know. There's not really much more.
Yeah, there's not much more we can get out of this game.
But yeah, like maybe just using. It's mostly just. I was more concerned about the mid game and early game like timers and like using timers correctly. So I'm gonna make some notes on Doc.
Okay.
I don't really mind spending much time doing this because I think it's helpful. So, you're not like on the clock or anything.
I'm not on the clock, no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind if you don't mind. So I'm gonna stream notes. Okay. So I don't have much here. I made these notes from when you were actually playing the game. So, can you see it? You might have to like click to a different.
Yeah,
screen.
I got you.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I'm probably just gonna break it up into early game and mid game, because it's kind of a better way to think about the game. Mid game is really like whenever towers go down and you start swapping lanes, you know. So like, honestly, post 15 minutes is kind of mid game, and mid late game doesn't really change much because you're still just playing for objectives and team fights. So early game, I think the biggest concepts you probably want to focus on is I'm gonna describe it like playing for small advantages to lead into bigger advantages, right? So small advantages are gonna be like things like kind of talked about, like
Basically,
Both Vision
vision
and
was the
Cryo.
main thing.
Yeah, crashing waves. So like a lane crash and having Cryo in your lane is a small advantage, right? And it could even be like taking good trades in lane, like winning trades, I guess.
Hmm.
Or it could even be like blowing flashes. The fuck?
Are you?
Have I logged in on like 2 accounts? Oh, maybe. Um,
Ghost
but
in the shell.
yeah, I don't know what's happening. Blowing flashes, even like honestly like successful ganks from jungler or something. But these are all like small advantages, right? Like if your jungler ganks your lane and blows a flash, like it's a small advantage. But the idea is translating these into medium advantages. And medium advantages are going to be like dragon, um, power plates, deep vision, and like what you want to get depends on one, what your jungler wants to do, and two, what is good in the game.
Hmm.
But you have Prio. Prio will lead into tower plates if you want to hit tower, but you can't like hit tower plates and take dragon at the same time, right? Like
Right.
you
You have
can't
to
really
make a
time space
decision.
to do that. So you like you're effectively creating these small advantages and cashing them in for a medium advantage. But a lot of times you can't get all of them. Like you can't get deep vision, hit plates, and then get dragon. So you have to pick one. Um, and then once you get your medium advantage, you know, after you do dragon, you recall, and the lane is effectively back to a normal state, and you have to play for these things again.
Hmm.
So the problem with that it goes wrong is players try to play like these medium advantages on bad timers where they don't have any of the small advantages first, or they try to do too many, right? Like they're really greedy to hit tower plates and then go try to get dragon because then by the time you get back to lane, your wave's going to be into your tower and you're going to be missing minions.
Right.
So the idea is to mitigate like you want to try to get the lane back to like normal state instead of like to a losing state when you get these advantages. Otherwise, what's the point? So these are the advantages you're gonna play for. Honestly, even like dives for kills, like yeah.
Hmm.
So small advantages precede medium advantages. Simple concept, you know, as long as you're holding yourself to it. Yeah, definitely use those crashing timers to go get the vision in the spots that I told you. Like it will feel so good. It feels really good to see enemy jungler and then not give them a play.
Okay.
And it's kind of the same concept for mid game, but linking up with jungler, it's mostly going to be jungler. But honestly, if your jungler's like trolling and really weak, it's going to be like your strongest player. Like Vex was kind of becoming like your person that you're going to link with that game.
Hmm.
Um, if you have the luxury of setting up vision before plays, great. But again, vision is premium in mid game, right? Like you can't just walk into their jungle, so you have to have some kind of advantage. Like you need to get prio first in mid wave, and then go. You need to have like numbers advantage. You need to have people with you. You just can't walk in alone, especially not with Melio. Some of these other champs you can get away with, but
Yeah.
you know, Sona definitely not. Sona might be the best example of a champ that
Yeah, absolutely fucking not.
you cannot do anything on the map without having like safety.
Yeah.
Whereas like Zillion Rakan, like you might be able to get away with.
Sona just basically exists for like team fights and like you don't like roam on Sona.
Yeah, not at all. And like you're not going to be getting deep vision on Sona unless you 100% know where everybody
Yep.
is. You will just die. So, but this is kind of obvious, right? So,
Yep.
setting up vision before plays. I guess knowing your job in a team fight is also like another thing that maybe is important to work on a little bit.
I think that's totally fair because I haven't been playing Melia for that long.
Yeah, and like you're probably better on it than on other champs, but every champ is like a little bit different, right? So this isn't like something I can say and snap my fingers and you'll be like, okay, I'm faking it now. But the best way to train this habit is to, because I used to be really bad at it too, is to you need to literally just ask yourself in loading screen, like in mid game fights, like what is my job? And your job might change depending on who gets fed and who's carrying, but in general, like it's good to have the concept of, okay, I'm playing to kick away, not Q. I'm ulting when I see this ability used. Like Amelio, I think one of the things I do before every game is I'm in loading screen and I'm saying like, okay, in the bot lane 2v2, when am I R'ing? And like,
Yeah, what kind of CC do they have?
I am always holding my R for when I see Varus ult. And then maybe in later game team fights, like, okay, I'm always ulting with Sejuani, Lissandra, or ults. Like, just always know, like, when is the condition to use your abilities. Especially on Amelia, who's very reactive.
Yes.
But even like Taric, like, I'm sure you're really comfortable in Taric, and you know, like, okay, the second I see them use this engage, I'm ulting.
Yeah, especially because it's 2.5 seconds. You have to hold 2.5 seconds before anything happens.
Yeah, so
So-
that's like a really good example of a skill that you're probably really comfortable with.
Yes.
Knowing like when I'm pressing my R, because like I see Sejuani ult, I know I'm pressing R because they now have to commit.
Yeah.
So the same idea, but it's the more you play these champs, you really get used to it.
Okay.
Anything else like you want to cover? Like question? Oh yeah, maybe I'll throw up a Rift Kit or something.
Right. Yeah. If you can just screenshot a Rift Kit.
Yeah, I do want to give you like good vision spots. You'll get used to it. Not League of Legends. And I don't know. I could probably just Gauss with this and copy it. It's been a while since I looked through. Yeah, what is the best way to do this? Okay, so I'll do a blue side one and then I'll do a red side one.
Okay, okay.
for you. Don't worry about top side because like you're never gonna be needing top side vision unless
Yep.
you're like roaming or some weird shit. But yeah, it's better to just focus on this for now. These bait words don't word here. It's very situational, like I said. When
Yeah.
you word in this bush, it just has to do with like immediately seeing a thread or something. You know, like if you're actually worried that someone's in this bush, like yeah, just ward this at the edge or some shit. But
Yeah. Do the waterfall.
it's
Rock.
not for real, right? So actually, this can just be landing phase. Yeah, that's also kind of a premium word, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna screenshot this, and I will write some notes on it in Paint because I am graphic design is my passion. I'm gonna open Paint and use the brush because that's really great. Actually, I can use Checksbox.
Pog. All right. We're going.
That's me. It'll look great.
I'm so glad you didn't fail art school.
I'll even use Comic Sans.
Oh my god. No, time's for new Roman. We have to go deeper.
Premium Vision. I know you can't see this right now. I'm just putting it down.
Do you have a second monitor?
Yeah, I do.
Ah, fuck.
It's essential. It's essential. You need second monitor.
I am thinking about it, but also my desk has no fucking space left. I need to
Yeah,
build a
but
new desk.
The monitor itself, like $100, $200 you spend on the monitor is so worth it. I could not imagine having one monitor anymore. I get annoyed at school when I have to go to classes because I'm in grad school,
Yeah.
and they have one monitor in the computer lab, and I get so annoyed.
It's like, why can't I fucking drag this?
Monitor. I hate it. I can't have two things open at once. Okay. So, Premium Vision, blue side. And then... we get file or some advantage. And this is the easiest way I know how to... I just call it Premium Vision. Maybe it gets annoying, but that's just my understanding of it.
Mhm.
That's a good way to remember, like... And then, like, good enough words. Which are, like, good, but not the best. Okay, this is kind of ugly, but... it gets the job done. Oh god, it's so fucking ugly.
Alright, you know what? That's actually much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of goofy, but it's just so you know the word spots, right? And
Yep.
those words in the river are just going to be, like, good spots for control words, or, like, if I can't quite get the nice vision, then at least we have that, right? So,
Okay.
that's a good way to remember it.
So, again, on the same topic of, like, lane wards, like warding 4 lane in brushes,
Right.
like
Yeah. It's really situational, and if you need it, it's good. But just realize that anytime you drop wards in lane, it's it's going to be like you're losing an opportunity to use it elsewhere. And
okay,
sometimes it's worth it. There's like certain champs that you definitely want to do that. Like if there's a Rengar on the enemy team, most of the time I will ward the lane bushes because Rengar players love to just lane gank.
yeah,
That's all they can really do. So you'll start to understand like which champs it's really good to do that versus. Even like Nico, who likes to sneak into lane,
yeah,
try to gank. Um, Other than that, like warding lane against like, if you really want to, if you need the vision in the bushes to get pressure in your lane, do it. Like if you're getting pushed in, you're not getting these like premium vision wards anyway. So
right,
if you need to use wards to like make sure you're not taking like mantra keys to the face, yeah, I mean feel free to do it. On Zillion is like, especially Zillion, because you don't get lane push much
yeah,
unless something happens. So a lot of time I am using my words for like Tribush or lane because that's all you can really do. So if you feel like you're struggling in lane to like get it to a stable spot, like yeah, you should use words for that.
okay.
And if you want to start sweeper, that's
And
something
that's
you
a
can
thing. You can do it, but
yeah, like that's a whole different discussion. And like at that point, you are playing aggressive in lane because you're clearing vision. And,
mhm.
but yeah, it's good to learn like stealth word first because I think it's better in solo queue. I think unless you really know what you're doing, it's probably better to just go the yellow trinket.
Yeah,
Um,
because I know I'm like perma banning Pike right now, but like
oh yeah, Pike is
that's
definitely one of those champions where it's like
I want a ward bush. It's like fuck that
yeah,
champ.
because yeah, again, like you'll start to realize which champs these are. Um, Rengar, Fiddlesticks, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like mostly vision. Otherwise, like your mechanics will get better as you play more, right? So like I feel like coaching mechanics is like really goofy because it's like you just play, you
Yeah.
get better. Um, and they weren't even really that bad from what I saw. So um, yeah, so as long as like just the concepts,
Mhm.
of knowing when I can create bigger advantages, and knowing that anytime I die, like I'm effectively losing a lot of pressure on the map. So
Okay. Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's
those
just
concepts
really
are the things that are
helpful
just
to
really
like have a discussion about this because when you play in this elo for long enough and then you just start to adapt to like how they
yeah,
think
yeah,
and you just
yeah.
lose brain cells and you just lose all of the knowledge before because you don't have to think. They're not thinking. Why the fuck should I think? And
Yeah, and that's like really the problem. Like, you're always trying to like play at a level higher than the game that you're in,
mhm,
but it's really hard to like consistently do that without autopiloting
mhm,
because sometimes you get punished for making the right play, right? But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it because in the grand scheme of things, always consistently doing the right play, you'll climb.
right.
But in like short term, like that game specifically, you'll do something right and you'll lose the game because of it. And it's like it doesn't mean you were wrong technically, but League is a numbers game, right? Like
Yeah.
even the best players have like a 60-something% win rate, right? Like you can play perfectly and you're gonna win 60% of your games. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So don't get discouraged. Be nice to yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you think you did the right play and it didn't work. Like it's all just learning
Fuck.
anyway. So,
That's me. I'm beating myself up. All right.
yeah, I mean it's really easy too. So. But yeah, if you have any like other questions, just DM me. Like I'm chronically online, so. But yeah,
All right.
maybe let me share this document to you. Actually, there's not much on it, but maybe just
Mhm.
the small things to remember, right? What should I name? I'll name it. What do you go by? Like,
It is just Kaneki.
okay, I'll just. Anything
Yeah,
like
just
that?
throw in a date, and maybe we can do something like this next week.
Yeah, I have a lot of free time right now, so I really don't mind at all.
I felt bad constantly DMing you, but I was just kind of like,
No, don't feel bad. Like
okay,
it's super chill, and at the very least, I'm you know, I'm getting reimbursed for my time. It's fine. I don't mind spending a few hours doing it.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, so that link should give you. And if you like, if one of these weeks you want to do like a specific matchup or something, I actually don't like play a lot of Tarek to be quite honest with you, but I've played it a lot before.
yeah, and you have Light Rocket on your team pretty frequently, I think. So
Yeah, well,
he is kind of a dirty inter, but
It's interesting. It's hard because Light Rocket plays like most OTPs play, and they play with like a very limited like understanding of the entire game.
yeah.
So what he wants to do on the map, he's very adamant about. He needs to do it, but
Yeah.
he's not like, considering other people's perspective.
I try to watch it, but it's just kind of like he just does something and he just bulldozes his way through it.
Yeah, which is fine. Like I understand that that's how like one tricks play, but
Yeah.
it becomes a problem when he starts flaming people for it, and it gets kind of annoying. Like he will start dragon, and he wants all of us to rotate.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like what we talked about. Like I don't have the small advantage of having prio to do dragon. Like he's not understanding like these concepts that I'm telling you.
Mhm.
So like, like we need some kind of advantage to just go to dragon. Just do it.
Fucking.
You know, it was that easy. But sometimes it works because sometimes it's so stupid the times he starts dragon that he just gets away with
He
it.
just gets away with it. Like,
You know, it's just cheese. Like I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna make dinner. 'Cause I'm getting hungry.
alright.
Yeah. Again, questions just DM me.
Okay.
I'll always answer.
Alright.
But yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
Grind some games. I have faith.
I have faith. Alright. Thank you. Have a good night, man. Oh, fuck. Was it $20? Oh, fuck. I'm still recording.